Hi, welcome to Talking About. I'm John Griffith, and I am very, very happy to have a returning guest. It's like the fourth or fifth time he's been here, Mr. Brett Gleason. Welcome.
Hey man, thanks for having me back.
So we should just make you permanent in that chair.
Yeah, I think it's the fourth time.
It's like when we go back into the big studio, you should be the house band.
I think actually I could be the guest host next time.
Okay.
I'd like that.
Okay. Well, I might hold you to that. So.
Okay. Okay.
So what's new?
Well, I just released a new album. It's my second full-length album. Pretty proud of it.
Okay.
I brought a copy of it.
Yay.
Yes. Released a music video from that. I'm about
So the album's called Manifest.
Yes, the album's called Manifest. I didn't put the title on the cover because that's not hip anymore.
Oh, okay.
There's no text on album covers anymore. It's not hip to do that.
I think that's just through from digital downloads.
Yeah, because the album art is so tiny.
Right, you're looking at a 1-inch square on your screen, and
Yeah, so there's no text on album titles anymore, so you just have to know what it's called. So it's called Manifest, and I've just sort of been doing shows on the Northeast Coast. I'm about to finish up in DC this weekend.
Okay.
And then hopefully the West Coast this summer, and videos and shows, and I'm insanely proud of it.
Okay.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, well, I've only heard one track so far. So
When I say it's good stuff, I mean that it feels good to be releasing music that inspires me and I'm
look,
proud of.
I know
It's up to you whether you think it's good music.
I know your body of work so far, and I enjoy it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be coming back.
Thank you.
But so far, I've only heard one track, and that's to which you have a video for as well.
So you've heard Expiration Date?
Yes.
Okay, Expiration Date's the first single, and I released a video for it. And I'm pretty proud of the video because it's actually the first time that I've included any sort of same-sex content in a video. I've been releasing music for a few years. I've been an out artist for a few years, but I've never actually had any kind of same-sex content in a video. And so it's kind of a big step for me to do in this video. So I think that's kind of the newest step in this.
We'll flesh that out a little bit once we come back, no pun intended.
Okay.
But we're
Less flesh in this video, but somehow it's still more gay.
So we're going to take a look now.
Okay, cool. I loved you. That's my first boyfriend. For a moment or two, there was nothing you could say or do. I loved you. It was real at the time, but I can't seem to maintain my mind. I went through states that do have no words, and I can't seem to bridge the divide. I tried to, but I didn't see me. I saw someone else playing the lead. Sometimes I don't think I need anyone but me. But does time cement or fade away at my belief? My love has met the expiration date. I had to admit this wasn't for me, not situation, but fundamentally. I failed to protect you from my wrath, unintentional, though ruthless distract. If something Cause after the fact, it never happened. The past is the past. If someone changes continuously, they never were and they never will be. Sometimes I don't think there is anyone for me, because time alters my sense of identity. So now I can trust anything I perceive or believe. Anyone who claims to love or understand me, my love has met the expiration date.
Wow, that is a beautiful song, and the video is beautifully shot and put together.
Thank you.
So, where was that shot?
That was in Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah, which is like my new favorite spot to hang. So we did all the photo shoots for the album were there, and then the video was shot there, and it's just a beautiful place, a lot of history.
A lot of history, and well, your music is a little moody,
Yeah.
and the atmosphere suits it very well.
Thank you. Yes.
So, and I'm assuming since your music is a little moody, that comes from within, so that's why it suits you.
Yeah, but what I like about it is the contrast, you know, like even now, you know, I was just there a few weeks ago on a Sunday just to walk around, and, you know, the cherry blossoms are in bloom, so you have all this natural beauty, but then you also have the kind of, you know, human tragedy of death. And so there's this contrast, and so it's a very kind of weighty experience.
That's the thing. It's about doing that in springtime. You have new life in the blossoms, and then you have end of life underground.
Exactly. So you know, it's just a beautiful, really inspiring place. So I've been back many times since, actually.
So and the song, it's definitely to me it speaks your style, but it strikes me as a much more rich sound as well.
Yeah, I mean this, you know, this whole album is more kind of organic and natural sounding, but hopefully from a more kind of emotionally rich, lyric-driven center. I'm really kind of trying to connect more with the human experience in this. You know, that song's about love, and it's about death, and it's just about the temporary nature of everything that is human, for better or worse. So that's kind of the core of where this album comes from. My previous work was very, very inward-looking, and everything about this is outward-looking. And so, you know, I'm kind of taking my sound and trying to stretch it outward with this record.
Okay. And then we touched on it before we saw the video, and you said this is the first time that you've had same-sex feel to a video. How did you evolve to want to present that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, pretty much building on what I had just said, you know, literally every other song that I had written before this was kind of about an internal struggle or about an internal conflict. Even if it had seemed that it was about me and someone else, it was usually just me and another part of me battling and personifying that battle. So I couldn't have a video that was true to the song, yet have some sort of gay romance in it. You know, and I'd had people ask me why I hadn't done that. If I'm an out artist and I'm representing the LGBT community, why don't I have any gay romances in my video? And the answer is that if I had done that, it wouldn't have been true to the video. It would have been, in my opinion, it would have been exploitative. It would have just been, you know, trying to play it up to an image. But this is the first time I've really written a song it's about love. And so it makes sense to have an actual gay romance in this. I wrote it after a breakup, and I was dating a man, and the song is about
that.
Yeah, you know, and if I were straight, it would have been me. It would have been the same exact video, but with a woman. You know, and I think that's, for me, you know, that's what being an out artist is. It's, you know, I'm not just an out artist. I'm an artist who happens to be gay, and I'm going to write songs that come from the heart. And when I write about love, I'm going to represent them with me with another man, just like a straight male artist would have a video with a woman. And I'm not going to go out of my way to have other men in my video, because that wouldn't be true to the song. So it's simple. This is the first video where I have a same-sex relationship in it, because it's the first time that Brett Gleason, as an out artist, wrote a song about love.
And it came, it was organic.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's just the first time that's where I am as an artist. So I'm just trying to be true to the song.
Oh yeah, no, that's completely natural. And I had a conversation with an actor a few years ago who was in a gay themed. He was an out actor. He was in a gay themed TV series, and we talked about the difference between being a gay professional and a professional gay.
And what was that?
It was just, it hadn't occurred to him. Just because by virtue of him coming out and just being so explosively in, there was an erotic thriller kind of series on a LGBT network, the premium one, and it's like, so it was like, you know, bare butts for 30 minutes.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's really complicated, you know. And even with this album, to be honest, I've made an effort to have less images of me going out that are sexualized. I made efforts to do less sexualized photo shoots, because I want to make sure that the focus is on the music.
You scolded me once for that.
I asked you to specifically put up a picture of me that was not shirtless, because
or at least with the piano or a guitar.
Yeah, or at least something musical, you know, and
which
maybe,
is totally understandable.
You know, maybe when I was first starting out, it was whatever I could get attention with, you know, but now that I have some sort of attention, now it's like, well, okay, it's great, you're looking at me, but why are you looking at me, and what are you looking at me for, and am I taking attention away from my music?
Right.
So, you know, now it's really about what kind of attention am I getting? Am I getting the right kind of attention? And, you know, it's about the music, and now I'd rather be ignored than get attention that's not about my music. You know, I don't need people reblogging shirtless pictures of me for the rest of my life. That's not going to get me where I want to get. You know, it's about the music, and if having sexualized or homosexualized images of me that serve the music, if that's the case, then absolutely. But the music comes first, and it's all about doing something that serves the music, and in this case it did. Right. But in previous cases it didn't always. And you know, I may have made some missteps in doing some things that took away from what I did. That took away from the reason I did what I do.
Well, there's a time early in your career when you want any kind of attention just to get the eye. Yeah, you get the eye on you, and then you get the ear. Now you have the ear.
Hopefully.
So you do.
You know what? You do the best that you can, and you make your decisions the best way that you can. And you know, no one is. There are no rules. You just do the best you can, like everyone.
Okay, that makes that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
So how did the album evolve out of you?
Interesting. Well, you know, so
you mentioned that the song is a breakup song.
Yes.
That's how it originated. Is it a breakup album?
No, it's not a breakup album. So, you know, I would say the first album is really very insular, and it's, you know, and I write a lot about this. So I'm bipolar, and my first album was mostly about not necessarily being bipolar, but trying to kind of recover from many years of serious episodes. And so, you know, that's why that first album is so insular and so self-reflective and very, very obscure in the lyrics. And this album is really about kind of like, what do I do now that now that I'm stable? You know, now that I'm trying to step outside of myself and live in the real world. You know, now it's like, and at the time I thought, okay, well, great. Once I get medicated, once I can, you know, hold down a job and have a relationship and be stable, life will be great. It'll be so easy. And it's funny because now I realize that, you know, life is hard no matter what, and life is really complex. And now that I'm actually trying to live in the world and be happy and engage with people and live and love and really be a full, satisfied human being, it's still really, really hard. And so, you know, this album is kind of about me trying to find some sort of identity in the world post mental illness, and so it's kind of, some of it, there's an innocence to it, there's a naivete to it, because it's almost like, you know, I hate to use the phrase "born again," but it's almost like my first time experiencing love. It's almost like my first time, you know, experiencing friendship and all these really simple things. So the album really deals with some of the most simple themes of life, you know, and art, some of the really simple, classic, timeless themes of art, like, you know, love, sex, death, time, consciousness, and you know, they seem really big and obvious, but to me, since I've finally taken my head out of myself and my own neuroses and diagnoses, they're new to me, and so it's all of a sudden like, oh wow, now that I've dealt with all of this, now I have all of this to deal with, and now I feel like I'm finally writing songs that really people can identify with, because
you have a better sense of self.
Yeah, and I have a better sense of what it's like to live in the world. And, you know, like, I feel like that song about love and death, Expiration Date, I mean, yes, it's about love and it's about breaking up, but it's also about death, and it's about time, and it's about everything ending and everything being temporary. And I mean, what's more identifiable than that as a fellow human being on Earth, you know? So, I mean, that's what this album is about. And so it's called Manifest, and that's why.
Okay, and you mentioned that you're going to be touring this summer?
Hopefully, yeah. I'm still working it out. I'm just finishing up my Northeast Coast set of shows, so I'll be in DC on Friday. And then this summer I'm planning on doing some West Coast shows, so TBA.
Okay, and is there a website where people can find out those dates?
BrettGleason.com, but you guys know how to use the internet. I'm everywhere, so, you know, just Google machine.
Yeah, I was using the Google the other day, and
well, everyone's always like, what's the best place to find you? And I'm like, wherever your native environment is, I'm there. You know? Just go in that little search box.
Okay.
I won't tell you where to find me. I'm wherever you are.
Seek him out.
Seek me out.
Seek him
Exactly.
But it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me back. It's always a good time.
And I am co-hostless for at least until September.
Okay.
So if you're in town, we will have you in the co-host chair.
That would be fun.
In maybe July or August.
I dare you.
If you're, I dare. I dare.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.